diagnostic module, we're going to be dealing with the service procedures for the cable-operated electric park brake. We'll deal with the manual override, and we'll look at the service procedure for replacing the cable and also for calibrating the system. Gaining access to the modules is sometimes quite difficult. In this case, it's relatively easy. It's mounted underneath the floor of the vehicle. Whenever we have a module mounted in this position, we'll usually have some form of protective plate to stop any road debris from damaging the module. You can see that I've got my module unbolted and I've got it supported by two little hangers there. Never let these modules hang on the electrical connections. That's a must. I'll remove my end cover, and that now gains me access to my electrical connector, and this is the location of the manual override, covered by a little plug. All we do is simply pull it out. It's just a dust cover. Stops dirt from getting in. There is a special tool that you can release this with, or you can use a small filleted screwdriver. It's a square drive and the screwdriver will engage the drive. We insert it in there and you'll find it'll only turn one way. So you start turning. It will usually take at least 50 turns, possibly more, before the brakes are released. If you're going to replace the cable because a module's failed, you're going to have to wind the cable all the way out, and that's going to take a long time. Once you've wound the cable all the way out, you can then release it from here, pull your module completely out and replace it. If we need to replace the cable in the module or the module itself, we have to back the cable completely out. If you've got a scan tool, this is quite easy to do. We've got our module selections here, and I'll go down and select park brake module. From there I'll select function tests, and you'll see I've got 3 tests. The one thing I want to do is park brake cable replacement procedure. So I'll click on that, continue, and I'll bring up the cable count so that you can see what's actually happening. You can see there the cable counts are 908 at the moment, and I'll simply go in and start the procedure. As it starts to wind the cable off, you'll see that the counts will start to drop and they'll go down to 0, and that indicates that the cable is completely wound out. I can now replace the cable or the module, whichever I need to do. Once I've done that and I've replaced the cable or the module, I need to go in and apply the cable again. So I'll go into a function test again, click on continue, and I'll bring up the counts again and apply. And you'll see now that the counts have gone back up. If you don't have a scan tool, most manufacturers will have a method of backing the cable right out. In the case of this vehicle, you just hold the release button for 5 seconds and the cable will back right out. Once we replace the module or the cable, the system needs to be calibrated. If you've got a calibration feature on your scan tool, you'd use that. In the case of this vehicle, all we need to do is apply and release the brake between 4 and 6 times and it will recalibrate the system. And that's how we go about replacing the cable. Or the module. So there we have it, our diagnostic module on cable operated electric park brakes. We've seen where it's located on this vehicle, we've looked at the manual override, and we've shown you some service procedures on how to replace a cable or a module, and how to calibrate the system. And remember that the motor and the module are one unit and not serviced separately. All of this should help you next time you're servicing a cable-operated electric park brake. Well, I hope you found this informative, and always remember, training is the key to your success.